Okay, so I had posted this video, just posted this video about me singing and really kind of making a caption under it about how I recently realized that I love to talk really way more than I love to. I only actually like to talk. And, but I grew up around singers. I grew up around, my father's side and my mother's side, really. I grew up hearing amazing singers. I mean, just incredible singers. And even in the church that I grew up in, the church organization that I grew up in, I just grew up hearing such incredible vocalists, people that just had raw talent, raw anointing. That's what we called it growing up, but just endowed with that from birth, the ability to be able to sing. It's such a thing. But for me, because partly it was so second nature to me, I just began to flow in those giftings or those endowments from birth of that sort of thing with singing. And I started, I guess I started discovering my musical abilities at around 12 years old. And just that I was able to write and started doing, even vocal production by the age of 13, 14, before I knew what it was. But my realization connected to all of that is that even in the vocal production or the teaching parts and teaching choirs, it was my family choir that I taught or the church choir, teaching them alto, soprano, and tenor. It was more so the teaching aspect that I found most joy in. And that part, I talking. So it's not even so much about me singing them the part, which I could do, but it's giving instruction and direction. And just realizing that that's something that I enjoy far more than just singing per se or just music per se. I think has been the most one of the most powerful revelations in this stage of my life than anything else, because to a certain degree, singing has always been like a safe space or a safe place, a place that, to be honest, it didn't require much responsibility from me. And when I say it didn't require much responsibility, I mean that though I've written songs that I find have great meaning to me, but I mean having to, or the responsibility of speaking and knowing what it is that I'm speaking, knowing and learning words and what they mean. That has been such a pivotal part for me in my journey, and such a transcending part of my journey is taking the time in the moments that would require me or that would help me to become more knowledgeable about what it is I'm actually saying and the power of my influence through words. I am just now starting to realize that. And as I stated, and I put it in the caption of the other video, was that I just recently I was talking to someone, and I for the first time actually said it out loud. Wow, I actually love to talk. I like to sing, but I love to talk. And that is such a powerful revelation, I feel like, in the sense of not just for me, but for as we go throughout our journey, being able to prioritize things and put things in their rightful place is based upon knowing what we actually love or versus what we just like versus something that we do it because that was what we grew up around or that's what we used to. Making the difference and being able to separate those things is such a key factor and a key player. And I've seen it, I just feel like I'm blossoming because even from that revelation or realization, I feel like I've grown even more up in myself. And so I'm just so excited for that. But I think the major aspect about my growth or realization or revelation in that area was to realize that for so long I had compared myself, even my musical giftings, to people and to the village that I grew up around. I was comparing myself so much that I wasn't even, I was missing a bit of self confidence and had developed into a lower self esteem because of thinking that, oh, I can't sing like my dad, or I couldn't sing like, or my aunts, and or some of my cousins, and or some of the other families of singers that I grew up around, thinking that, oh, I don't sound like them, or I can't sing like them, so I can't really sing. But I'm over that part. I know I can sing now. And I think it took me to actually get to the space to realize, okay, yeah, man, you can sing. I realized, okay, I can sing. But then it's like the whole idea and that thought about, I believe the first person I heard say it was Steve Harvey mentioned whatever that thing is that we love to do, that we would do it for free. That's the thing that we should be doing. And that's what like kind of hit me like a Mack truck, was like, whoa, that's one thing that I do without thinking about it. I do consider my words, and I am mindful of the words that I say, but just the whole idea of talking or speaking in front of people, I don't have that inhibition. That's not something that I've ever truly, even at the lowest space of my lowest space of self-esteem or lowest self-confidence, I never got to the point where I just didn't want to talk at all. Or, I just wanted to completely be quiet. Now, I do meditate and I have moments of quiet time to hear and get clear and receive. But just as an overall person, that's something that I love to do. And so the that's why the realization and the revelation and acknowledgement of it is so important to me. And so it's just that awareness that sometimes we're looking for ourselves everywhere else but inside. We're looking over there, we're looking over here, we're looking up there, we're looking down here. And who we are is inside of us. That's that song Whitney Houston sang and performed, "The greatest love of all is inside of me." And so the ability to retrieve or to see what it is that we're the greatest at, it's the answer to it. I'm realizing is in, wait a minute, the thing that I do or the thing that we do, that it requires really absolutely no effort. Now, there is a such thing as developing our skills or developing the natural abilities we have. There's a such thing as that. But that natural love we have for whatever we love to do, we don't have to develop that love. It's already there. And it's attached to a higher purpose within us, through us, and into the world. So I think really more than anything, I'm just excited about that revelation. And it's just, it has encouraged me, and it's just a wonderful thing. And so that's all I wanted to share. I'll talk to y'all and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk another time. Y'all take care.